Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Miami and I'm back for another Eurovision reaction video. Today I'm going to be going through semi-final number 3 of Melodi Grand Prix, that's Norway's national final. So, let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip to one of the 7 reactions that I'm going to be doing today. So it's the 3rd semi-final of Melodi Grand Prix. Honestly, Melodi Grand Prix this year for me, I wouldn't say it's been a disappointment, but I haven't got as many songs out of it as I wanted. I still love Melodi Grand Prix. Even in what I would consider a slightly weaker year, I still think it's very enjoyable. Lots of different varieties of pop, but I haven't had my massive earworm yet. So I'm hoping that I can have a couple more songs to download from this. I mean, I've only downloaded one song so far, which is Thorp in Paradise, which I have been listening to a lot, but I want more downloads than one from what is usually one of my favorite national finals. Draw for the semi-final is actually out, so I'm gonna review the songs in the actual order that they're gonna be in the show. So first up is gonna be Akuvi singing Triumph. Sorry about the police sirens. Sounds like someone's been arrested. Hopefully they're not coming for me. Okay, I need the sirens to stop now. Interesting that Akuvi's come back because she was one of the people who was kind of screwed over in 2020 with the app crashing. I know there were videos of her circulating where she was talking backstage and she was quite upset about it. So the fact that they got her to come back, they must have been doing some massaging behind the scenes. Anyway, I'm glad that she's come back because I liked Akuvi's when she entered last time. This song is called Triumph and she's riding a wolf looking like a total queen. So I'm into that. This is Triumph, one of Number Secret Bank. Great start. For me, this is all about downloads. I want as many downloads as possible today. Okay, it's got a similar feel to, what was her last song again? I can't remember. She's a great dancer as well. I remember that from last time. Just gonna look at what her last song was called. Some Do Air. She's in English this time. Okay, pop drop. I'm really liking this so far. Yes. This is giving me download vibes. I feel like I'm gonna download this. Okay, come on, pop drop. Oh. It sounds very fighty, like a battle song. The chorus, the instrumentation, I think I wanted a tiny bit more than that, but I like the fighty sound of it. Verses are very nice. Verses sound like super promising. I'm gonna look at now for the second chorus if I can get a little bit more from it. Yeah, this pre-chorus is really great, but give me a little kind of Rayleigh vibes as well, with her lay lay lays. I wouldn't be surprised if Rayleigh was offered this song as well. Yeah, just the chorus is a little bit flat. But I really like everything else, so I might download it anyway. This reminds me of Wild by Rayleigh a lot, but Rayleigh had a stronger chorus. I imagine now in that chorus she's going to be doing a lot of dancers because she's a great dancer. She's another person for me that I kind of hope and presume will represent Norway somewhere in the final in the future. I don't think it'll be this year though. It's so like Wild, it's crazy. I think it's the same songwriter probably. I'm gonna look it up because I think that was written by the same person as Wild. What year was Wild? 2020. Okay, yeah, it was written by the same people. This song was written by Anders Wrethov and Andreas Stone Johansson, who are names I recognize, Swedish songwriters who I recognize. And Wild was written by Andreas and Wrethov. Okay, so it's written by the same people. It sounds incredibly similar. I'm not complaining. I really, really liked Wild. That sounded like Wild Part 2. I think now, I wonder was I misinterpreting the pre-chorus is actually the chorus because maybe it was just the end of the chorus that I thought sounded a little bit flat. But overall, I enjoyed that. Yeah, just the end of the chorus wasn't the punchiest. And that's one of the reasons I was thinking, oh, maybe this will not win Melodi Grand Prix. Plus it's been drawn first in the semi. I wonder, is that usually a good or a bad thing? Both people who've been drawn first in the first and second semi both qualified. That was Alessandro Mele and Yone. So not necessarily a bad thing she was drawn first actually. Yeah, I really hope she goes through. I really like that. I like Akuvi. I hope she can bring a big energy. I love the cover of the single with her riding a wolf looking like a total badass bitch. I think that's amazing. So yeah, I want her just to step up to the plate and just have a really great performance, remove all doubt, put herself in the final, and actually get people to start talking about her as someone who could maybe win. I'm still not totally and utterly convinced that it's going to be an Ulrika sweep. It might be, but I just don't think the strong is that strong that it's like this incredibly obvious thing that she has to win. I don't hear it as this like groundbreaker. Okay, next up we got Tiril saying Break It. I do not recognize her. Anyway, I presume we're going to get something a little bit more low-key because it's called Break It and it looks like there's a coffee stain on the CD cover, so I think we're going to get something smooth and ballady. One and number secret bang. That opening piano sounded so much like Undo by Sanna Nielsen. Bloody hell, I thought it was Sanna Nielsen. I was like, am I listening to the wrong song? Nice to have a mix up in the semi as well. It sounds very pretty so far. I think this got download potential as well. That soft piano is really lovely. Building nicely. I feel like the chorus is going to be the design factor whether I download it or not though. This isn't enough on its own. Ooh. Ooh. That's really pretty. Do you know this is remind me of? What was that girl in Melodi Festival in the year before last who had a gorgeous ballad that didn't qualify? The girl with the red hair, can't remember her name. This is very much in that vein. I wonder if it's written by the same people. Same thing as what happened with the last song. Yeah, lovely. That was very successful for me. It's not super wow, but it's really lovely. I'm almost definitely going to download this because it's got that lovely, calm, beautiful pop ballad feel. This semi already feels stronger. The standard's been good in all the semis. I thought the middle semi was a little bit too average. Lovely, and it's building. Oh, this is fantastic. I think both these songs so far would be my top 10. So this semi so far is very much more in my wheelhouse. Oh, that's really, really lovely. It's got that like anthemic, like crowd with lighters feel. It almost like a little bit of a Michael Jackson like World Aid vibe, like Save the World. Wow, I really enjoyed that. I kind of wasn't expecting to because generally they go like stronger artist or song and then someone a little bit weaker and they tend to like vary it up. So I was that kind of caught me off guard as well. I really like that. I don't know, I'm always have to be careful sometimes because sometimes songs have really good first impressions on me and then when I go to edit I'm like, oh, why did I like that so much? It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen occasionally. But I'm pretty sure maybe that because it gave me a real nostalgia for those kind of like, save the world, heal the world songs where they have this like chorus that sounds like hundreds of people singing with her. Maybe that was what it was tapping into, but I really like that. I'm 99% going to download that. Let me find out the name of that Swedish girl from a couple of years ago. The song was Fingerprints. If you haven't heard that song, go check it out because I think it came 6th or 7th in semi and it's such a gorgeous ballad. Fingerprints by Natalie Brydolf. Amazing song. Anyway, let's go on to the next song. Really loving this semi so far. I hope we can keep it up. So Skrellex is a drag queen, I believe. I'm not sure how they identify, but at this point in time, I'm just going to assume that they identify as a drag queen. We've had drag queen entries before. I remember Drama Queen. We haven't had them recently, I suppose, like Conchita. I wouldn't consider Conchita a drag queen. But yeah, recently we haven't had it that much. So yeah, Skrellex Love Again. I guess now we're going to get something a little bit more clubby and upbeat. But let's see, this is Love Again, One and Number Secret Bang. Yes, old school disco, here we come. Oh, I'm getting a lyric video this time. Ooh, are we gonna get some Schlager? We get less and less Schlager every year. Okay, Schlager's all about that big dirty chorus, come on. Come on, Skrellex. Okay, pre-chorus is good. Let's see what the main chorus is like. Come on. Can I get 3 out of 3 downloads? Okay. It's good, but it feels a little bit too generic. It's kind of Schlager bop by numbers. Yeah, the chorus. Ooh, I like this bit though. I hope she can do that though in the actual live performance. Yeah, just the chorus was a little bit lacking in a very original melody or distinctive melody. It just sounded kind of like an amalgamation of all Schlager songs into a chorus. But yeah, again, love a little bit of variety. I do feel like Melodi Grand Prix is a mix of different types of pop, and this is another different type of pop, Schlager pop. Yeah, again, it's easy. I don't think I'll download this now. Very easy to sit through. I definitely like these falsetto bits. That's probably the unique hook for me. Oh, what's happening now? Oh, she's breaking the Schlager rules. Are you allowed to do this in Schlager? Oh, key change. Schlager classic. Back to the rule book. Yeah, I think other than the falsetto bit, I can't really pick out anything in the chorus that's super groundbreaking. But yeah, really good, solid Schlager song. And it's nice to see that. I hope we do see a Schlager song in Sweden again this year. I'm sure we have had them recently, but to me, the last like standout good Schlager song we had was Party Voice. That was the one that I really liked, where it was like a great song done in the Schlager style. That like wasn't just leaning on the fact that it was Schlager to be good. And that's the one that I like listened to the most recently. I'm sure there's been other ones, but that's the only one that like really jumps out in my head. Again, I enjoyed that. I'm not going to download that though, but I still think this semi-final is maybe on track to be the best one. We've still got a couple left. Next up, we have Eline Thorp. The song is called Not Meant to Be. I'm guessing again we're going to get something a little bit slower. Let's see who's written it. It is Andreas Stone again. And Elsa Solsvik. Isn't Elsa Solsvik? Yes. So this is written by Elsie Bay and Andreas Stone. Okay, so I'm guessing, I do think of Elsie as being more of a ballader, a more ballady songwriter. Although, having said that, Witch Woods was, I suppose it was an upbeat song, it was like a quirky, more rhythmic song. Also wonder what would make Elsie Bay give away a song. She probably had her 2, and then she can only sing 1. I'm wondering, was her song more personal to her, or was her song a better song? Wanna know my secret bang? Ooh, she does have a slight vocal, a little bit like Elsie. Let's see if we can hear Elsie's fingerprint on this. Has a slight late 80s production feel to it. Let's see where she's going. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I like that mix up. I like that they didn't put her in Elsie's semi. Making Elsie compete around Sol's song feels a bit trashy. Oh, this has really got levels. It sounds familiar, but I'm enjoying it. I guess this was not something so much Elsie will be singing. Her vocal sounds really, really familiar. She's been in the competition before, maybe that's why I recognize it. Ah, I know what it reminds me of. Her vocal reminds me of that Norwegian girl, the really successful one, I can't remember her name. Feck. You know the one I mean, I'll put it up here, her name. Ah, Ingrid. Is it Ingrid? No, it's not Ingrid. It's another Norwegian name. Yes, I'm liking this. I think this is my favourite semi so far. I'm almost sure now, unless the rest was an absolute flop, which is very unlikely. Yeah, it's my favourite one. And I feel like I'll download this as well. I probably will end up downloading Jonah as well. I just didn't feel a urge to download it urgently. The name of that girl is really killing me. It's not Ingrid and it's not Hagrid, obviously. Yeah, this grand. Sorry, I'm totally obsessed with trying to remember that girl's name. It's great. It's sorry, I got so fixated halfway through on trying to remember that girl's name. She's got that really distinct vocal. Ah, Sigrid. Yes, Sigrid. And the name of the song that I know the best is Strangers.
and high five. Okay, sorry, I got so distracted because her vocals sounded really similar to Sigrid. It's really frustrating when you're listening to a song and it's reminding you of something and you're trying to work out what it is and you want to get it like clicked so that you can like move on and focus on the song. Look, at the end of the day, I did enjoy that. I didn't think it was absolutely mind-blowingly wow. I wouldn't expect it to be, because if it was mind-blowingly wow, I think that Elsie would have picked it for herself. But I don't think that's far off the level that Elsie showed in the second semi-final. So I'm pretty happy with that, because I don't feel like it was a big drop for her second tier song. Yeah, sure, she's only got 2 songs, so this is her second one. I think that's very much in contention to qualify as well. Personally, out of those 4 that we've heard, I can see a case for all of them qualifying in, depending on who shows up and what kind of staging they have. So I'm feeling that this is very, very competitive. Our sixth song is Stig van Eijk. I'm definitely saying his name wrong, so sorry Stig if you're watching this, which I'm sure you aren't. You never know though, I do get comments sometimes from the artists. The song is called Someday. Let's see, it's got a little kid looking into space. So I'm guessing we're gonna get something introspective. One number secret band. What? Is it an adult or a child? He's from Colombia? Okay, presumably this is just like a little girl helping him out at the start of the song. Otherwise it's very confusing. Ooh. Oh, I like that mix up. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Okay, really liking this. I'm feeling some of those Cali influences, but it's not like full on Latin. It's got like a sinister quality in the background with those violins, which are gone now, but I assume are coming back eventually. Okay, let's see where he goes in the chorus. Okay, just have more Latin now. It's not groundbreaking in the chorus. It sounds fine, but yeah. He had such a mix-up after the little girl that I thought he was gonna keep... Yeah, there's violins coming in are very weirdly paired with the Latin feel. I like his vocal in the verse. Almost feels a little bit reggae, like very Caribbean, which of course Colombia does have a Caribbean coast. Yeah, it's fine. It's got some interesting ideas and sounds, and I like that they're kind of all mixed into a bowl. But the overall cake is palatable, but not incredibly delicious. Don't think I'm gonna download this one. It is kind of nice, giving me like a summery feel. It does have like sunny, light feel to it. I've only picked out a few lyrics so far, but they do sound a little bit throwaway as well. Again, it's a nice mix-up for the semi, but it feels like... Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. I'd be surprised if it's qualified now. It feels a little bit too not safe. Middle of... Oh, the girl's back. That very confusing girl. Ooh. Yeah, I was just confused at the start because the album cover is of a little girl, and then the Wikipedia page said it was a guy from Norway, so I was just confused if I got the wrong song or something, so it explains my little confusion at the start. But yeah, that was fine. Harmless. Probably a little bit too harmless. Okay, next. Okay. I always try not to get my hopes up too high for any song, but I have to admit I have been looking forward to this, because the song is called Freya, which is the Norse goddess of hunting, I believe. Oh, not hunting. She's kind of like, she's lots of stuff. She's a busy woman. She is the goddess of love, beauty, fertility, sex, war, gold, and Sedder, which is magic for seeing and influencing the future. Because she's a busy woman. She's covering a lot of bases. She's got to deal with a lot of things. But I love this like Norse pop songs. We had it last year with Hammer 4 and a little bit with Fly. I really do love this thing. I feel like we only get this from Norway. These kind of like songs that feel like have like a mythological, historical element to it. So I'm kind of getting my hopes up a little bit. I hope that it's not going to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm also interested because this could be a contender against Eureka. This is what I've heard from rumblings in the odds and also from seeing stuff on Eurovision Twitter. So look, I'll just be happy if I have another song to download, but she is one of the favorites. This is Celin, one of our secret band. Yes. Okay, it sounds like we're getting mythological pop. Oh. Okay. Modern mythological pop. Yes, Horseman of Hunger, I love it. She's already getting into the mythological references. I hope she mentions Valkyries at some point. I'm liking this so far. It's not what I was expecting, but it's still good. Come on, mate. What's her name? Maria. Not Marin, Maria. I think she's a very good singer as well. I think she won a singing competition. Come on, come on. Please be good. Ooh. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I love this. This is a real guilty pleasure for me. I love that like shanty Viking shout. The atmosphere is really, really great. Melody-wise, it wasn't like super wow, but she's still got lots of time left. That background beat really reminds me of Fiji My Love from, oh god, that was a while ago. It wasn't 2009? No, a little bit later than that. It's got lots of beautiful sounds, and I'm getting that historical feel that I really wanted from the song in some elements. Like that choral element there. I love that. I just love the theme of the song. It's like calling out to this ancient Norse goddess. I don't know why she's calling out to her, but I'm totally up for it. Oh, yes. Viking instrumental realness. Yes, please. I'll have a double serving, please. Oh, I hope she just goes full disgusting Norseness at the end. I would love it if she came out dressed like full goddess in one of those old Viking boats. What are they called? I can't remember the name of them. I want to see some dudes with drums as well. It'd totally work. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's not like totally convincing me in a way that makes me feel like it's like wow, but yeah, look, I really enjoyed that, but I'm such a sucker for Norse mythological pop, especially when it's got like a slight modern dance rhythm in the background. Like it didn't like bowl me over in a way. It's like, whoa, this is gonna win, or this is like obviously contend. I do think it's gonna contend with Eureka. I'm not saying it's gonna like beat her, but I would imagine that it's gonna be up there. And I don't know what the final format is going to be, but I know we have 9 songs on the final. Usually they whittle it down to 4 and then down to 2. So I would expect that to be in contention, at least for the 4. I don't know if it's going to get to the final 2, but I really enjoyed that. That for me is more enjoyable than Honestly. I still am on board with Honestly. It's a little bit too Broadway for me, personally, my musical tastes. But I still wish I would get well, and I like that there's another song. I feel like there's going to be competitiveness. We want the final to be interesting and nail-biting and who's going to win. So I like that there's another song that's in the mix as well. I really like that. I'm almost definitely going to download that. I'm definitely downloading it because I felt like that was stronger than Hammer of Thor, and I downloaded Hammer of Thor and listened to it quite a lot. So far from this semi-final, I've got probably 3 or 4 downloads. So I'm really doing well download-wise. The last song is Atle Pettersen. He's singing Masterpiece now. I know Atle was in before. All I remember was that he was wearing a red suit. I don't remember liking the song. So if I can remember anything other than his red suit, it's not a super promising sign. But of course, I'm still going to give him the benefit of the doubt and hear him out. Please note that I haven't skipped any songs so far in this Eurovision season. I'm on a pretty good streak of being a good boy and listening to everything. Okay, he's in the nip, which is fair enough. If you've got a good body, show it off. One of them is goodbye. He's got a lot of tattoos as well. If he gives me Norse pop, I will love it. Okay. I'm getting more Christian Ingebrigtsen vibes. Is this Christian written this? No, it's another Andreas Johansson song. Bloody hell. Has he got 3 in one semi-final? No, he's got 2 in the semi-final. Okay. Okay, there's some epicness there. I'm just thinking ballad-wise now, how does this compare to how does it compare to Break It, which for me was a much stronger ballad? It's got that like build up a little bit now, which I suppose actually puts it more comparative to Eline, because she had that build up as well. So there are these kind of like 3 technically ballad songs in the semi. Yeah, it's got that like don't give up melody to it, like keep fighting. Yeah, it just feels a little bit too unoriginal to have enough of an impact. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't just doing anything for me. It's not tickling anything in a sexy way that I want to. I haven't checked out, but have I checked out? No. It's fine. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just Melodi Grand Prix I do want more than okay. I'm looking for downloads. That's my main ambition with Melodi Grand Prix. No, it's noisy in a way, like it's making a ruckus, but I don't feel a connection. It just feels like noise. Fine noise, like well composed, but yeah, it might be like I'm saying a little bit harsh there, but it feels just a little bit hollow to me. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. It feels like maybe, it's well composed. Andreas Stone is always going to compose a great song. He's an extremely experienced songwriter. We see Melodi Festival and here and other places. So yeah, it's well written, but that just didn't do anything for me. It felt maybe a little bit too cliche or obvious, and I couldn't hear a freshness in anything in the delivery or the composition or how it was produced or anything like that. So not bad, just but overall I really like this semi-final. This is definitely my favorite semi-final we had so far. I'm sure I'm gonna have the most downloads from it as well. I thought Akuvi gave something really cool and different with her Really Wild Part 2, and I'm hoping that she can bring dance moves and a lot of like, oh fuck, how long have I had this off for? I'm hoping that she can bring like the dance moves and the attitude, and that will like make it come alive. Really surprised by Tiril. I have to go back and listen to it now. I'll probably get a better idea when I'm editing. I listened to the song a couple more times, but I remember that being really enjoyable. Skrellex mixed it up. My three people I want to go through are Akuvi, Tiril, and probably Maria. Definitely I did like Eline as well, but it doesn't stick out as much. I would say that those are the three I enjoyed the most, and I'm going to definitely download. But honestly, I think there are, we saw in the second semi-final how there are surprises when Swing It went through, because they just put a really fun, vibrant performance which kind of stood out. It felt very like had a very strong viewpoint, and they just sold it. So if you can really sell yourself, I think all of these songs definitely have some potential. But really interesting to see how Maria will do, because I think of all of these songs, Maria seems like the most obvious competitor for Ulrika in the final. In any case, that's what I thought about semi-final number 3 of Melodi Grand Prix. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.